So today we're out here at the Holdenville State Fish Hatchery, and we're doing our initial cube build for our habitat project. So we came up with a way to fundraise some money to build what's called the Shelbyville Cube. This Shelbyville Cube is a modified Georgia cube. It sits a little bit taller. We think it's going to last a little bit longer, be a little bit better investment for us. And we received the funds to build 200 of these cubes. Now we have 10 fish offices across the state, and so that gives each office about 20 cubes that they can put into a lake or reservoir in their area, however they best see fit, to best benefit the anglers and the fishery. We had them build 5 cubes that the Central Region will put out in one of their lakes, so that every office can kind of see what these look like, kind of get a feel for how they're put together. We had them load up with their pipe, their PVC, their corners, all the pieces they need to do this back at their home office, and send them on their way to build them back where it'll be the best spot for them. So this was to provide fish habitat in our reservoirs across the state. As these reservoirs age, the existing habitat, the trees, the stumps, they all break down and they don't provide the same benefit to the fish and the fishery that they once did. So what we do to make up for that oftentimes is we drop cedars or other hardwood tree or some different hardwood trees into these reservoirs to provide a place for the fish to kind of more or less call home, a place for them to kind of be able to feed or find refuge from predation. The other benefit is that they concentrate the fish concentrate there, making them an easy target for anglers. The Shelbyville Cube is an artificial piece of habitat, so it's not something that naturally occurs, but it's something we are interested in building for their longevity and the cost effectiveness of these cubes. So we're able to put these out, and we expect them to last at least 10, if not maybe 15 years out in the reservoir, compared to our brush piles that we have to go out and we have to refurbish those about every 3 to 6, 7 years. So these are out for a much longer term investment, and we're trying these out, seeing how much we like them. Brush piles, cedar piles, there's something we're always going to do, but this is another tool in the toolbox that can better benefit the anglers. It's not going to get snagged on people's hooks as easy, and it's going to provide us some other benefits in terms of vertical habitat as well. So we have sand in the bottom. That helps it keep it weighted down, because when this thing drops into the water column, we want to make sure that it sits upright at the bottom. So we have the base is weighted. It's weighted with that sand. We have some snow fencing on the bottom as well. That way, if you drop it onto a muck bottom, it's not going to sink down as deep into the substrate on the bottom. It keeps it elevated, so it's actually providing that intended use for fish. Also with that, the bottom piece of corrugated tubing has bricks in it. That's an additional weight down there. That way the bottom, again, is really weighted down. It goes down like it's supposed to, and when the wave action comes across these things, they're going to stay up. The corners in the bottom and the top are also vented. We've drilled holes into those that lets the water come in, fill that structure quickly, lets them sink quickly with the air escaping off the top. We have caps in the bottom where the sand is. So we have little red caps, and that helps keep the sand where it's supposed to be, as opposed to leaking out those holes and those elbows while that water's rushing in. Then towards the top, we have all that black corrugated pipe, and that just provides kind of a branching feature, so fish can kind of hide underneath it, suspend above it, and it provides a really good piece of habitat that's going to benefit us for years to come. We're not worried about putting an artificial structure out in a water body here in Oklahoma. Many of our water bodies here in Oklahoma are artificial themselves. We've chosen materials that are durable and long-lasting, so that we don't have problems with littering or adding extra things to the lake. One of the other benefits of these Shelbyville cubes is their fisheries benefit. The habitat they provide is much longer lasting than like a spider block. They've done these across the nation for a long time. We're kind of almost late to the party in that regard, but it's given a chance for us to evaluate how they've done in other areas and make sure that what we add is actually of immense benefit and not just something we're throwing in the lake and is washing up on shore 2 years later. Today we went through 10,000 feet of PVC pipe, 21,000 feet of 4-inch corrugated pipe, 1,600 PVC corners, 1,600 pipe stops, as well as 1,600 bricks and several tons of sand to get these things built and spread out across the state. So these cubes have a little bit more cost investment than maybe just doing a brush pile. Each one we estimated to cost about $200 to build. Now over the life of this, that's going to be about $10 to $15 a year in cost for as long as these are going to last. So what we did is we came up with a way for the anglers to help fund these so that we can provide better fishing for them. So we asked for donations on the Go Outdoors app. People donated $5, $10, $15 to help make these cubes a possibility. So for every dollar an angler donates, we end up with $4 due to our match with our licensed dollars and things like that, the way that our department is funded. So it really helps us out. Basically a donation of $50 will purchase at least one cube and put one cube in the local lake. And people can continue to donate this year and throughout the year, and we'll start getting these rolled out, and you should see them in water bodies near you pretty soon.